Hey guys, welcome back. Someone says she's cold. I'm sorry, Selma. You still not feeling well? And Lee's here. Leaving says, Evening, Sir Yogi. How are you, Lee? How's your weekend been? I guess your evening is your weekend is wrapping up, right? I hope it was good. So, a few things to talk about. Selma's upset. I'm sorry, Selma. Got a headache. Her ears are clogged. Hey, Abigail. He says, Abigail, how are you? And our friend, the Chicken Academy, is here. Says, Hi, Yogi. Hey, Chicken Academy, how are you? Appreciate you being here. I'm doing good. How about you? Abigail says hi to the Chicken Academy. Pinning a message. We're going to talk about a few things. I need to bring it up though, so we can talk about it. Chicken Academy can't complain. That's good to hear. And he says, I think you have fantastic mind, Abigail. Here's my thoughts on Abigail. She's a fantastic person. So when you're a fantastic person, everything you do is going to be pretty fantastic. She certainly proves that theory, doesn't she, Lee? Chicken Academy says, "Yo, you take your pill." Oops, I got a little bit before I got to take it. Thank you, Chicken Academy. I appreciate that. I won't take it until this evening's live stream. I just actually ordered some more as I'm almost out. Man, I'm really glad that I got good friends like you, Chicken Academy, to help me with that. So we're not going to talk about politics. We're not going to talk about world affairs. That might be on a lot of people's minds, right? Because we got some stuff going on. Here's what I'm going to talk about: the prayer of Saint Francis. It's spiritual technology. I learned this prayer, surprisingly. I didn't learn it going to Catholic school where, of course, St. Francis is venerated. Let's see. Chicken Academy says, what are we talking about? We're just getting started. We're going to talk a bit about meditation. And again, I'm going to talk about spiritual technology. Who here meditates? Chicken Academy says, yep. He says, Yogi, is that in reference to a place or person in general or feeling in all of us? Oh, the quote, all of us in every situation. All of us in every situation. The holiest of all spots on earth is when ancient hatred has become a present love. You know what it takes for present love is a miracle, replacing that ancient hatred. You know what a miracle is? A miracle is not manifesting a parking spot. It's not manifesting a job or a soulmate. It's a shift of addiction. The shift of, I'm thinking addiction. It is a shift in mindset, a shift in perception. That's it. Do you know what ancient hatred is? Do you know what present day hatred is? Do you know what any hatred at all, any friction? any declaration of war is all based upon a mindset. It's the inability to ask for a miracle, saying, how can I see this differently? How can I perceive this differently? We fall back into the same patterns. Only way to solve this issue is to strike out. The only way to solve this issue is to declare war. The only way to solve this issue is to punish someone. And we never question it. And we keep putting people in place who do the same things over and over and over again. But all it takes is to ask for a miracle. Can I see this differently? Can I no longer believe that the way to handle anything, any situation, any event is through a declaration of war? Hey, Marlon. Dundee Self and Fitness says, hi there. This forgiveness plays all of it. But here's the thing. Forgiveness, in its most radical sense, is not saying, I forgive you for doing something. It's literally the essence of saying namaste to someone, that I choose to see the holiness in you instead of the detractions. I choose to see the holiness within you instead, and this goes on a very personal level, all the way up from the micro level to the macro level. From the lowest of forgiving someone for stealing your parking space Christmas season at the mall, to forgiving someone for something major, huge. It is applicable to people as well as nations. And again, it's not excusing behavior. It's not excusing anything. It's simply seeing holiness. I'm pointing at my screen. It's simply pointing at the holiest of all spots on earth where an ancient hatred has become a present love. It's asking for a shift to the mindset. So in the 90s, early 2000s, late 80s, early 2000s. Sorry, getting my time periods mixed up. The first official, serious practice of meditation for me was passage meditation. Gosha says, favorite drug, caffeine, coffee. Chicken County says, please subscribe, Dundee. I hope you do. I hope you all subscribe to each other. Passage meditation is what I've been referring to as spiritual technology. It's taking a spiritual passage that you have memorized. It could be a prayer, it could be a passage from a holy text, but it's fairly long. Hey, why'd you time out our friend Dundee? We don't want to time out our friends. So, Chicken Chat, definitely don't time out our friends. I don't like timing out anyone, to be honest with you. Every once in a while it happens, though. He says, Sam Go Show, caffeine. So this was the book. This is the original book, Meditation. It's now called Passage Meditation. I got this, I probably bought this in 1988, 1989. And again, you take a spiritual passage. That's okay, Chicken Academy. You just didn't know. Agnath Swarn, the one who has developed, no longer with us, he developed the passage meditation, recommends starting with the prayer of St. Francis. So I actually want to recite the prayer of St. Francis because we need this in this day and age. Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. O divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to understand as to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive, it is in pardoning that we are pardoned, it is in dying to self that we are born to eternal life. So what we're asking is, we're not asking to change the world. This is important. We're asking to change yourself, to be transformed. When you're an instrument of thy peace, when you're an instrument of God's peace, whatever concept of God, whatever personalized sense of God that you have, doesn't matter. Hey, Michael. That's okay. I'm glad you were working. Chicken Academy says, why caffeine? Well, I like coffee. I only have 1 cup a day, but I really like that 1 cup. So that's the only reason. I don't really need it to wake up. Although it certainly is probably somewhat of a physical addiction, because if I don't have a cup in the morning, I would have a headache later in the day, at least for a week or so. He says, I drink too many sodas, Yogi. Yeah, definitely not super good for you. Then he said, why did he time me out for the whole day, PCA? Marlon, as soon as he realized, he apologized. No one really has to time anyone out. We got top mods who are in who will handle anything. Michael says, I haven't had a soda in over 6 years. I quit cold turkey back during the pandemic. Awesome. It's been a long time. Last time I had soda was probably in my last 100-mile race. I might have had something. I might have had like a Coke or something. Chicken Academy says, yeah, man, I'm sorry. That's okay. Hey, Ani. Ani says, peace, friends. Peace to you. So in order, the way you do meditation, close your eyes. And this truly is life transforming. If you want to make changes in your life, you could grit your teeth and you could try to do all the stuff that you think you need to do. It might work. It's pretty exhausting. It's unpleasant. Although, much like the reinterpretation of Sisyphus by Camus, you can find a whole lot of joy in it as well. Or you could allow the universe to work on your behalf by being transformed through the practice of meditation, through the practice of breath work, through the practice of yoga, through the practice of Qigong, spending time in nature. Thanks for understanding, Marlon. Lee says, I always feel the timeout button should be at the prerogative of our host, as he doesn't do it lightly. Comments and people can be given several chances. Absolutely. Or, barring me, one of the top mods. Michael says, yeah, I quit soda, went to unsweetened tea and coffee. Yeah, I drink my coffee black. Hey, Toy Pups. Chicken Academy says, hi to Toy Pups. You literally can transform your life through meditation. Not only that, we've talked about this before. It's called the Maharishi effect, or the 100th monkey. The Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, who's the founder of Transcendental Meditation, and there's been experiments to show this, said that if 10% of any given population meditates, it would transform the world. It would transform that population. So if you meditate, your entire household benefits from your meditation, even if they don't meditate. If your household meditates, the whole street meditates, or the whole street benefits. If the street benefits, the whole neighborhood benefits. The neighborhood, the whole county, and on and on and on. All begins with you. Hey, Carl. Chicken Academy says Toy Pops is the best. She is the best. Ani says, I can shake caffeine. I only drink tea. I have a cup of green tea every morning, too. Not for the caffeine, but for the health benefits the green tea offers. And I drink, my coffee and my tea black. Abigail says, hi to Toy. Ani says, can't shake either. Oh, you can't shake caffeine. Yeah, it's hot here, too. It's about 97 degrees. Tomorrow's going to be 100. Then a couple of days of 101. It'll go back down in the low 90s after that. So the way you meditate, using passage meditation, which I promise you, if you do this, your life will be transformed. Let me read the prayer one more time. Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. O Divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive, it is in pardoning that we are pardoned, it is in dying to self that we are born to eternal life. That last line, in dying to self, means it is in dying to ego that we are born to spirit. It is in dying to ego that we are born to who we truly are. Hey, Bisay. Abigail says, I do rock painting. Awesome. And I'm going to teach you how to use that in meditation. Tip Up says, we literally have all the answers to all the questions that we are asking within us. You just have to let go. Trust in that, which is the hardest part for any of us. True. He says, hey, Eric. Nice to see you, Bisay. Appreciate you being here. Ani says, I too paint small things, Abigail. I do miniatures for games. That's awesome. Oh, hi, Kat. Kat says, oh, hi, Yogi. Says, hi, Yogi. Hi, friends. I just always hear Kat in my head saying, oh, hi, Yogi. I love this form of meditation. Changed my life. It's the first formal meditation I ever did for a number of years. And I turn to it every so often. So you would sit in your regular meditation position, whatever that might be for you. But generally speaking, if you're not sitting in a yogic posture, I sit in Sukhasana, which is called the easy pose. I no longer sit in lotus posture. I got old knees, guys. Not so much bad knees. I do got arthritis in my left a little bit, but I could still probably run 100 miles if I trained for it. That doesn't mean, I want to emphasize this to our friend Lee, does not mean that I will be training for a 100-mile race anytime soon. Also doesn't mean that I won't one day do it again. We'll see. When you start meditation, you can sit in a straight back chair. Shoulders relaxed. Unclench your jaw. Close your eyes. Notice the breath, just for a few breaths. Nothing special. No fancy breath work. Just notice the breath. Relaxing. When the breath is calm, easy, you begin with saying this prayer, or whatever prayer you pick. But this is the one Etnath S. Warren, author and founder of Passage Meditation. And you say it very slowly to yourself, letting each word drop in your consciousness like you're dropping a pebble in a pond, and it ripples forth, and then it gets very still. But you also don't want to give so much space that the words lose their meaning. So you want to find that pace that works best for you. And you say it to yourself, memorize the prayer silently, not out loud. Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. Ever pace works for you. But each word you want to allow that space so that you drop in the silence between the words. This is planting a seed. And intent in yoga is called a sankalpa. You are literally asking God, you're literally asking the universe, transform me, make me an instrument of peace. Because I'm looking at the world and I don't like it. Sucks. Hard. People are being hurt. Not only do I not want to be part of the problem, I want to be the solution. And the only solution is transforming yourself to be an instrument of peace. Because remember the Maharishi effect. Remember ahimsa, which is the first principle of yoga. When you truly become an instrument of peace, peace follows. You're steeped in it. Your presence, shining light wherever you go. Let's see. Marlon says, hi to Kat. Seppa says, greeting beautiful souls. Driving home after day 2 of competing. Coming home with a silver medal. Awesome. Hey, congrats to your family. Congrats to your daughter. Congrats to you. Abigail says, hi Kat. Chicken Academy is back. Welcome back, Chicken Academy, my friend. Carl says, how long does meditation usually take? How long would you like to meditate? Agnetha Warren used to recommend half an hour in the morning. Hey, Goldie. You could start with 15 minutes. You could do 15 minutes twice a day. I meditate twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day, but not often. Really when I feel out of sorts. Hey, Karen. Karen says, hi, hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well, Karen. Do you have any news about your channel? I will promise you, your life will be transformed if you commit to meditating every day. Luke says, just found your channel. From a YouTube short of yours after YouTubing Interception. Recently, I've been having terrifying hypnogenic hallucinations. Well, a short of mine came up. I'm sorry to hear that, Luke. Our friend Goldie says hi to Karen and to Luke. Karen says, hi, Vamps. How you doing? Lee says, hey, Luke, sir. Lovely to see you. Vamps says, okay, at work. Hope you're having a peaceful day. Oh, Karen says they thought I was underage. So did you show them that you're not? Did you prove it? Michael says, how's it going, Yogi? Michael, it's going pretty good. It's going hot, but I think it's that way for so many of us right now. Hey, Tandra. Tandra says, hey, Yogi, good to see you. Tandra, how are you? Yeah. Very, very, very often on my mind, Tandra. Very often. And whenever you are on my mind, you are up and playing on my computer. Hey, Queen Selection. Queen says, so, sir, namaste. Namaste to you, my friend. Karen says, yes, she proved it with identity card. So are you back up and running now? Queen says, super live. Luke says, interception is the sense that allows us to perceive and understand the internal state of our body. I'm going to go for a walk along the river and explore your channel and try to meditate. Hey, Luke, let me know how that goes. Stop back in. And if you want to do some breath work, if you want to do learn a more meditation, let me know. Tanya says, I'm okay, Yogi. Thank you. You're welcome, Tandra. It is something that I enjoy doing. Love you. I love your channel. Queen says, good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, Queen. Says, how are you, host, sir? I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good. I saw a fox this morning. I also saw a woodpecker this afternoon. And I saw three or four deer. I forget how many. Karen says they haven't returned my live stream, but I think they will tomorrow. Awesome. Vamp says, how was your day so far? Eric, Goldie, it was good. Tough to get out there and walk real far in the heat these days. Man, it's hard to believe. I used to do anywhere from 50K to 100-mile races in this heat. My very first 50 miler, it got up to 97 degrees. About, I believe, 60% of those racing dropped out of the race. Ani says, your wildlife videos are always a joy. Thank you, Ani. I appreciate that. I love doing that. One of my favorite things in the world. Get away from Queen. Thank you. Any question about that style of meditation? Like I said, it is not just spiritual technology. Enough people did it. The Dalai Lama said that if every grade school child was taught how to meditate, we would end war. Let me see if I can bring that quote up. We would end warfare in less than a generation. Michael says, yeah, this version of the book is going a lot smoother. 20 pages in, just finished chapter 2. Awesome, Michael. I'm not surprised. Queen says, Vamoose, hello. Just making sure I didn't miss anyone. Let me bring up, see if I can find the Dalai Lama's quote. This is an AI overview. Didn't find the exact quote. The Dalai Lama has expressed the view that teaching meditation to children, particularly at a young age, like 8 years old, could significantly impact the world by fostering peace and reducing violence within a generation. He believes that meditation can help children develop emotional intelligence, empathy, and a sense of social connectiveness, leading to a more compassionate and peaceful future. Here's a quote. Dalai Lama once said, if every 8-year-old in the world is taught meditation, we will eliminate violence from the world within one generation. But you know what? There's such a thing called neuroplasticity. And that is literally changing the plasticity, the mindset, how we think. Not just the thoughts that we think, but literally rewiring the brain so that we think differently. And when we think differently, we respond to the world differently. We don't react to the world, we respond to the world differently. A lot of promise in neuroplasticity. If there's anything that you are suffering from, neuroplasticity is the answer to what we call the samskaras in yoga, which are the emotional imprints that we drop into whenever a situation that is familiar occurs. We have a internally familiar pattern that we fall back into. Someone cuts us off in traffic, hand goes up, a specific finger goes out. Choice words are given. There might be a time or two that we don't respond that way. Generally speaking, we do. Vamp says, on this one, never. It's only my fangs. Oh, hey, Bob. Bob says, won't be in the chat, but I am here. I appreciate that. Vamp says, in 30 minutes, I'll get busy with work. Carl said that a friend who meditated, she read that it helps with ADHD. It does help with ADHD. Improves the ability to concentrate. I will help anyone learn how to meditate. Luke says, thanks. I've always been a ardent materialist and anti-spiritual type of person until recently experiencing an extremely dark time in life, accumulating what I can only describe as a demonic assault. Wow. That's pretty big. I have been through my own dark times, my friend. Vamp says, I have videos on Walking with Goldie. Beautiful videos on Walking with Goldie. Karen says, Vamps, do you have another channel? She does. Walking with Goldie. Swicky says, Swicky Farm Outdoors. Fishing right now, but stopped in to like your stream. Sorry we cannot stay. You're awesome. Have a great day. You too, my friend. Thank you so much. Let me swing by your channel real quick. Give you a shout out. Swicky's Fam Outdoors. Guys, this is the description. Guys, we are a family that wants to help bring other families closer to the outdoors, which is a beautiful thing to do. Wildlife and outdoors has brought my family closer together. If you want to share that, we want to share that with you by fishing, hunting, being in the outdoors. So when you can't be out or just want to watch some fishing or animal watching, tune into our channel. Awesome. We would love to have anyone interested in watching, and we are telling you, we will catch fish and whatever else God puts in front of us. I remember reading that a little while back and thinking that was so awesome. We look forward to any support we can get. Thank you, outdoor lovers. We will be waiting for you to watch us catch some critters. We sincerely hope you enjoy and subscribe. Fish hard, everyone. I love people who are sharing their joy at what they do. On other social media, I catch a little bit of flack. Let's call it for what it is. I catch some crap for certain people in the vegan community who question my commitment to my outdoor, my fishing and hunting friends. I don't see any issue in it. I'll be honest with you. And I'm a vegan for ethical reasons. However, I find that those in the fishing community, those in the hunting community, share my ethics quite a bit, more so than like regular people who give little thought to animals, give little thought to the environment, little thought to actually caring where you get your sustenance from. When I first came on Bob's channel, he was actually making venison sausage. That's anything possible. And I knew he was my kind of people. He was, for one, you could tell the love in his family at the table making sausage. For two, the more you spend time there, you see how much he loves not just fishing, how much he loves the fish, how much he loves the river, how much he loves the lake, how much he loves the birds, the wildlife, how much he loves deer when he's deer hunting. There's deep respect there. I appreciate that. Not only do I appreciate it, I support it. Vamp says, "Happy birthday, brother, aka Squirrel Sniper." Luke says, "This demonic type assault only ended when I felt like I was dying, and the only thing that came to mind was calling out Jesus Christ's name, and it ended the experience. So I'm exploring stuff now." That's absolutely awesome. An epiphany. We've been talking about epiphanies the last 2 days. Swicky says, "Fishing right now, but stopped in." Oops, I read that. I appreciate that, Swiggy. Let's see. Seppa says, "Luke, were you drinking?" And Luke says, "Scroll, yeah, I was coming off of it." Vamp says, "That is an interesting point of view." Vamp says, "However, it is rare in the vegan community." It is. I'm a firm believer. I've mentioned this a few times. Be the change you want to see. Meaning, demonstrate, don't preach. Goldie, you and I talked about this before. You do it perfectly and beautifully. You demonstrate your faith. And I've seen you ask others of the same faith as you to tone things down a bit. You never have to convince someone that your way is the best way or the only way. Just live your life according to your faith, whatever that faith may be. Vamp says, "Here comes the butter." Hey, I've known you for a while, my friend, and I admire you. What you do, but more importantly, how you do it. You live in your faith. That's important to me. I live I live my yoga. Yoga is my life. I live A Course in Miracles. For me, Course in Miracles is yoga. There's no difference. I live, Carl says, "Take care, man." You too, Carl. I live my forgiveness practice. I live my kindness practice. Am I perfect at it? I'm not even very good at it, but I'm sincere. Vamp says, "I bet I was being charitable." uh, we are here to testify, not convince. And that's what I mean, Goldie. You do it well. Hey, Hamada, how are you, my friend? Tanya says, "Slow, Hamada." Jay says, "Good evening. Thanks for today, Eric." Thank you, Jace. I had fun. I had fun. I can't say that I enjoy doing burpees, but I had fun with you. Definitely made me laugh. Carl says, "I'm going to the woods." So there's like no internet connection there. I'll be honest with you, Carl. I'd rather have you in the woods than hanging out with me here online. You're going to get more out of being in the woods, listening to the birds, just being around trees than you're ever going to get being around me. Jay says, "Anna, thank you, hon. You're great." Anna is great. Hey, Anna. Anna, thank you for counting reps. Thank you for being you. Hey, Anna, at the beginning of the conversation, I was talking, Camille, I was talking the Myth of Sisyphus, the reinterpretation of the Myth of Sisyphus. Anna says, "You're always most welcome, Jace." Jace is waving at Carl. Hamada says, "Good evening. Good evening to you." Hey, Skits. We got the theme song. He's just a yogi doing burpees in his basement. Just a yogi. I'm happy to be just a yogi. I never want to come across as the yogi. Just a yogi. Just some guy who loves yoga. The life that it's given me. Still giving me. And it says, "It's always a great pleasure for me, Yogi." Tanya says, hi, Skits. And I really, really appreciate you. Everything you do, your presence, the time that you spend here, the time that I see you spending other places as well. Amanda says, hi, friend. I am an Indian woman. I know. I spent some time on your channel, my friend. Skits says, hi, Vamps. Hi, Jace Bro. Hi, Chandra. Good to see you. Skits says, to me, you're just a legendary yogi doing burpees in his basement. I thought about changing my blog. My blog is Headless now, named after some experiences practicing headless self-inquiry, where we don't imagine, we actually do a very scientific experiment of noticing that we actually don't have a head. You think you do, but can you prove it? And when you see the absence of your head, this is from Douglas Harding, you realize that the essence of the Zen Sutra, that emptiness is form, form is emptiness. You have speaking of epiphanies, you have a Zen epiphany, an awakening experience. It says, I think you should buy a scooter. I thought about that. I was going to buy an electric bike until Kat said I would blow myself up. She didn't come out and say, Yogi, you're going to blow yourself up. She sort of hinted that I would eventually blow myself up if I had an electric bike. And I don't want to blow myself up. Not at all. Not even a little bit. I want to hang out with Kat. I don't want to blow myself up. Anna says, thank you, Yogi. I appreciate all of you so much. Hey, Kamari, how are you? Vamp says, I agree, Skits. Vamp says, hi there, Kamari. Skits says, then you can be the legendary Yoda on a scooter. No, a scooter is a car. Oh, I don't know what that is. Can you get them in the United States? Hey, Jacob. How are you, Jacob, my friend? Oh, I was thinking scooter, because I've talked to Eric Lapointe about that. Him and I we're in serious talks on starting a scooter gang. Hey, Luke, are you still here hanging out with us? Vamp says, yes, it is a car. Skatosis, look up Trabant, the cheapest car during communism. You guys remember Le Car? Remember the Yugo? Yugo's actually supposed to be making a comeback. I had a Chevette. Jacob says, come in by to support and hit the like button, Mr. Yogi, brother. That's what Jacob does best. Well, no. That's one of the things Jacob does best. Getting reps is another thing. And just being an awesome friend is the number one thing that Jacob is best at. Of course, says, Vamps, hi, sub to you. Hey, let me put it out there that no one, Vamps does not want any subscribers. Not because she's unfriendly, but because she's purely a support channel. But she does have her channel Walking with Goldie, and if you want to support Walking with Goldie, she welcomes friendship and support. But the Vamps channel this is her support, helping people. Skits says, Yogi, you're awesome, broski. Oh, thank you, Skits. Yeah, Vamp says, please don't, Kamari. Eric, please explain. She is a support channel. I'm not even sure I'm subscribed to Vamps. Pretty sure she told me to. I'm pretty sure she told me to unsubscribe. I don't remember. Jacob says, "Hey there, Vamps sister." It says, "I'll look that up now, Vamps." Vamps says, "It's only my fangs." We got some lightning love, man. Hashtag Jacob love. If you ever see hashtag Jacob love, guys, means you're being blessed. That's okay, Kamari. Hey, trust me though, Vamps will support you. She's just not asking for that support uh, in return. But if you look up Walking with Goldie, Tanya says, Yogi, I was listening. Was it yesterday or the day before? It might have been both days. Love the singing. Thank you. I wanted to talk about that. Hey, Jeff. Jeff says, hi, Yogi. I wanted to talk about singing. Vamp says, I'm sure I did. Probably almost definitely. Vamp says, thank you, Eric. Jacob. Someone came in yesterday, Toy Pups pointed this out, and asked, are we now a singing channel? No, we are not a singing channel, but we are not a not singing channel either. There's a whole lot of joy in singing. I do like singing around the household, but I would never ever consider singing on my channel. Never even occurred to me because I I don't think I have a very good voice. I'm shy about my voice. That um, there's definitely still some my own Sam Caras built up. I grew up picked on and bullied in school. I had a speech impediment. It's difficult for me to live stream sometimes because I stumble over words, I mispronounce words, um, and it's just sometimes sometimes you're 6 years old again, sometimes you're 11 years old again, sometimes you're that scared little boy who was put in an uncomfortable situation, and everyone's gonna laugh, including your teachers. Sometimes you are. When I started doing live streaming, it just felt natural for whatever reason. And if you knew in the past how difficult it was for me, I was invited. I was actually flown around the country to read from some of my books, to do poetry readings. I live in Maryland. I was flown to Florida to read uh, at a Unitarian church. I was flown to Tyler, Texas to do some reading. I was flown to several times to Canada. Um, did readings around this area quite a bit. One time I was so nervous I had to have my family come up and stand with me. My hands were shaking so much. This was only 20 years ago, 15 years ago. Tandra. Um, but for some reason, when I sat down to do a live stream, not knowing what was going to happen, everything just came out and it just felt completely natural. But I never would have thought about singing. But we have spiritual family that comes up and sings. Jace, Toy Pups, some others. And I love going around the house singing. And I thought, you know what? One, I'm in my house. Two, I'm with family. Three, I like to sing. Hey, John. John says, what to do, everyone? And I started thinking about the Bhagavad Gita, specifically the Legend of Bagger Vance, which was a movie. Skip the movie, read the book, Stephen Pressfield. It's an allegory for the Bhagavad Gita, taking place on the golf course. And uh, Arjuna, the protagonist in the book, is a junk. He's a World War I hero. but he's lost in alcoholism. He gave up playing golf, which he was really good at. But he finds himself on the golf course again through some mystical experiences. And he, with his caddy, Krishna, Bhagavants in the book, are searching for his authentic swing. Authentic swing is, again, an allegory for our authentic self, which in yoga terms is called Atman, which means soul, essence, in search of the soul. I started thinking about my authentic voice. That somewhere, my authentic voice doesn't mean that I sing well, doesn't mean I'm going to hit any notes, but my authentic voice is that voice of true joy that resides within me. And I started thinking about going in search, my own battlefield from the Bhagavad Gita, my own golf course from the Legend of Bhagavant, in search of my authentic voice. And helping others find their authentic voice. And once you discover that, you start looking, if you're a painter, you start looking for that authentic stroke. If you're a sculptor, that authentic swish your fingers into the clay, whatever it is. Each and every one of us is an artist in some way. Each and every one. How about if you're in search of the authentic YouTube short, where you enter that state of flow, synchronistic flow, everything in the universe conspiring to come to your existence, and it's just perfect. It happens sometimes. I tend to avoid people on my walks in the morning. Not that I don't like people, but I want to go where people aren't and the animals are. There's a lot of people, I'm not going to find animals. So if I see some walk in this direction, especially if they're playing music, I go in the opposite direction. And sometimes that puts me way out of the way. Here's the thing, if I pay attention and I notice something I would have missed completely had those people not come in my direction. Unusual animal that I don't normally see, or an animal doing something unusual that I don't normally catch. Something. Skid says, Vamps, I think Yogi should get one. I'm going to have to look that up. Skid says, thanks for that, Vamps, you legend. I'll look for that. So I want to see a functional car made out of cardboard. Well, I was looking for cars on YouTube Market, and the ones in my price range would take another 1,000 to get fixed up, and then they have to pass inspection, which would be another couple hundred, and then get registered, which would be about 500 to 1,000. Didn't seem practical, but we'll see. The right car will come to me. It'll work out. Hey, Mr. Dollar, how are you? We get a dab and a thumbs up. Appreciate it. Stepper says, my words are never intentionally long, just unused. Just unused. Thank you, Tandra, again. So that's why I've been singing. Sheer joy, faith, and trust. And I appreciate you guys listening. It says it looks eco-friendly, and I think it tells the trees it loves them as it drives. Hey, I like that. I certainly do want to tell the trees that I love them. And that's a smile. I'd be afraid to take that on the highway. I'm already afraid to get on the highway anyway here. Man, that is a small car. I was in a VW Rabbit once, and we were driving on the logging roads in Maine, and I saw my very first moose. And let me say, when I was in the car, I saw my very first moose's knee. because you couldn't even look up and see all of the moose when you were in that little car. It's called a rabbit for a reason. Those are handy little cars, though. My first car was a Chevette, and I literally drove that into the ground. Actually, I literally drove it into trees. And then I got a Ford Tempo, which I wrecked. And then I got a Toyota Tercel, which caught on fire. Only to then get the car of my dreams. You guys know what the car of my dreams is, right? Tanya says, Yogi World Travel. Yeah, I love singing, but not very good. Me either, Tandra. But you know what? It's enough that we love it, isn't it? You ever want to come up and sing with me, Tandra? If Toy Pups was here, I would call her out. Because I know she's in the process of stealing another song from me. I mentioned the song. The next thing I know, she's recorded it, made it her own. So it's like no sense in me even singing it because she does it so well. Completely remaking a song in her image makes me lose all hope. Marlon says they were the cars in Eastern Germany. They worked well with very small engines, but one accident of crashing into something and they were mush. But you guys know how I feel about mush. Skid says Afin, Yogi World Travel. Skid says that was so funny seeing your reaction to the car. I saw a photo of a guy standing next to it and he was towering over the car. No one, no matter how big you are, should ever tower over a car. Fab says, however, there's an even smaller car invented by a Romanian. It didn't pass the patent for a long time because it didn't have a lock. John just says, my first card was a Ford Capri. I remember those. My brother gave it to me. Hey, a free car is the best car. Fab says, now it's on our roads. Skid says, Puppy Mama has an amazing voice. We're going to collab soon. That's awesome. Man, I'm looking forward to that. Fab says, awesome skits. She does have an amazing voice. Very soulful. We'll see if she's still on the chat. If she heard me call her out and she wants to respond. Hey, Karen, I don't know if you're still here either, but I'm really glad that you got that worked out with YouTube. And I hope you're right that tomorrow you get your live streaming back. Skid says, no way, Vamps. What car is that? Hey, Leo. Leo says, wishing you a great day. Much love, brother. Much love to you. Hey, how'd the ending go? I was out taking a walk. I went out and took a walk when you were doing the Navy SEALs. But I kept you up and running. Jace says, I'm back. Had a call. How soon until you're going live, Jace? Tanya says, I was watching the live stream once, and the guy was standing by a car saying it was him. Then the guy turned around and drove it off. Was it a nice car? It was his. Tanya says, welcome back to Jace. Marlon says, well, Fabrance had a steel frame, and basically everything else was composite plastic. Yeah, that was the description that I read. Skid says, no way, Tandra. Toy Pups is back. Toy Pups, I was calling you out. Oh, wow, you already did that. Man, that didn't take you long at all. Just did 2,100 reps with Dan. So that was the call. JC should have said something. Toy Pups says, sorry, internet issues. I think I honestly don't know. Jason says, Mumsy. Reaper says, or I'm sorry, Burpee says, Leo says, I'll get it right. The entire routine was easy work, bro. Reaper is a beast. Reaper is a beast. And he's not even, I don't think he's even back 100% yet. I don't think he's, I think he's still 90% Reaper. He's not 100% Reaper yet. By the end of the summer, he will be. This is going to be a big year because he's not going into retirement the way he did the past, 7 years? Andrew says, yeah, nice car. Free cars are nice. Leo says, much love, Papa Jace. Flip Up says, Jace, my people are out for you, Jace and Eric Lapointe. We're coming for you. Coming for yous. That's serious business. Skid says, bro, don't put out Aura in the Beast again. Don't put Aura in Beast again. Who did that? Did I do that? I'm not surprised if I did. Shirley says, Hulk needs me right now. I'll be right back. Send our love, Shirley. Tanya says, hi to Toy Pups. Toy Pup says, you exercise guys better stay in your lanes. Don't be coming for Toy Pups. Skip says, I heard that. A beast with an R. It's something completely different. It is something completely different. Walking with Goldie is here. Says hi again, lovely people. So for anyone who wanted to subscribe to Vamps, please subscribe to Walking with Goldie. Jason is laughing with Skits. Lee says, hi, Skits, sir. Tanya says, some love to Goldie. Lee says, hey, Jace, great workout earlier. Abigail says hi to Lee. Karen says, hi, Lee, how you doing? How long did it take you to complete the whole thing, Jace? Abigail's doing amazing. Tandra gets some love from Goldie. Karen says, hi, Abigail, how you doing? Yeah, so rumor has it is that Toy Pups is stealing another one of my songs. It's going to try to make it her own. We got 37 thumbs up. Thanks to our friend Jacob. Karen says, Lee, I'm good. Yogi, oh my God, I thought of that song before you. You did you? I don't think it works out that way. You think I would learn not to casually mention a song that I find pretty? That, hey, I wouldn't mind singing this song. The next thing I know, Toy Pups is recording an album with my song on it. Hey, Adam. Percolated Fish is here. Says, hey, guys, dropping by to say hi. To say, love everyone and gals. We're all the same. All the same. Really? Anyway, agreed. Funny, I was reading about that this morning. This is 1 hour, 15 minutes, 40 seconds. 10 hands to shoulders, 10-second plank, 10 press-ups, 10 core, 10 squats. 1 minute break every 10 rounds. Wow, some serious work. Flip Up says, it's more like you're stepping out of your lane. Stepping out of my lane. I don't have a lane. I have super highways. I have an intercontinental express. I don't have a lane. I have an ocean. How's that for coming for you? I don't have a lane. I have an ocean. Goody says hi there to Toy Pups. Jace waves at Adam. Toy Pups says hi to Goldie. Toy Pup says, there's a single out. I stamped it in my song. Yeah, but those who know, those who know. See, you're like mainstream. I'm like I'm like punk rock in 1971. You gotta go to the dingy clubs. I'm like jazz in 1947. I'm like the Beatles in Hamburg, Germany in 1961. Huh? You guys didn't see that coming, did you? Foreman says, Vice Grip Jace. Goldie's going to be listening in. Thank you, Goldie. Goldie says, okay, back to lurking. Poor man says, Yogi, yogi, yogi time, yogi time. In the back of my head, I hear Jace mooing. Flip Up says, I'm like the blues, timeless. I was thinking you're more like Britney Spears. I was thinking you're more like Milli Vanilli. I was thinking you're more like Hanson. Remember that Mbop song? Adam says, Walken, are you Goldie? I'm sure you're golden or some awesome color, maybe purple. Hey, Adam, good names for your fish. Salt and pepper. Jason knows what I'm talking about. Puff's laughing and says, stop. I'm trying to think who else. Dan says Rick James in a in a Colombian snowstorm. Thank you, Dan. You know, Rick James was in a band with Neil Young in the 1960s in Toronto. How crazy is that? Dan, could you ever imagine Rick James and Neil Young in the same band? Turns out Rick James is only in Toronto because he was avoiding the draft. And he was eventually kicked out, so they had to break up the band, which was good news for Stephen Stills because they then formed Buffalo Springfield with Neil Young. Skit says, got to go. Catch y'all later. Much love to you, Skits. We're gonna go in a few minutes too. Adam says, in some crazy Gnostic gospel, Jesus is described to almost dance to his crucifixion. You know, at that point, he knew that he was eternal. He knew, fully realized the Christ within. Pep says, yes, I mean, I'm coming for you soon, Yogi. I'm going to learn some more breath work first. You thrive on the competition. Jay says, ooh, baby, baby. Hit her, baby, one more time. You know what? I'm going to take that back. More like, who was the other singer? Uh, Jessica something? Jessica Simpson. Maybe not even Jessica Simpson. Who was the sister? Ashley Simpson. The lesser of the Simpsons. Sorry, I shouldn't pick on the Simpsons. Everyone that I met, including Milli Vanilli, more talented than I am. Skid says, Zeta Jace Bro. Dan says, you seen Dave Chappelle did Rick James Yogi? I have. Hilarious. But his funniest is talking about partying with Prince. Skid says, by Tandra, by Yogi and Jack. Love y'all. Love you too, Skits. Let's see. Troy Pepsi's got chills and they're multiplying. I'd like to see you and Jace do that. An actual duet. There you go. Toy Pup says Jason Grease.
Hello there.
Hey, Marlon.
Hi. I think I verified my identity on the new channel.
Yep, you did.
Per- Percolated fish. Hi there. Good to see
Jay says they dubbed the only single they had. Milli Vanilli?
Hmm?
Milli
you. The only
Vanilli.
thing.
Toy Pup says you're hilarious. Jessica Simpson is a rock star. She's a business queen. I love her. I was thinking more like her sister, Ashley Simpson. Jessica says they tried to save their career. They gave them voice lessons. It didn't work. Did not work. Milli Vanilli? Poor guys. They just wanted it so bad.
I just thought I need to create a shorter version of Shape of You so I can sing it to you every day. I love your body. Love with the shape of you.
Shirley says Dan will sing CCR. That would be awesome.
Until one day you actually look in my eyes while I sing it.
Not going to happen. Not going to happen.
We'll see. There's a lot of things you said happen that did happen.
Like what?
Like you singing ever again.
Did I say
30 songs ago or something.
So you got to sing?
Sure did. I don't know. Like today is a tough day. Someone who's one of the people, if not the person closest to my heart, is in grave danger right now. And
you reached out.
Survived. I did. I did everything I could.
They responded?
Yes.
Okay. I heard you just say, I did everything I could.
Yes. That doesn't make... I mean, that is a little bit calming, but it doesn't change the fact that I don't know if that person's going to be alive in an hour or a day or whenever.
1 second. I love you too, Murphy. Thank you so much.
I'm
but you gotta stop at I did everything I could. Meaning, you don't punish yourself. If you could have done more, you would have done more. There's no punishment. You reach out, you reach out, you reach out to the extent that you're able. It's in God's hands. It's in the universe's hands. It's in life's hands. Not yours. Not yours. Does that make sense?
This kind of reminds me of Manuel. Percolated fish. Do you have? I'm sure it sounds like I know you, but I don't think I've seen you before or today on this account.
He changed his name. This is Adam.
Oh, okay.
I love Chrissy Hynde. I hadn't thought of singing Chrissy Hynde. Jay says, thanks, Adam. Just an average guy.
Okay, Adam. Not sure you want to read that out loud, Yogi.
From who?
From Adam, his last comments and responding to Chase.
That's what she said. That's what she said too, kind of.
Yeah.
Says,
now you did read it out loud.
So we're only going to be live for about maybe 10 more minutes.
Yeah.
Mercy says, watching here. Eric, I appreciate that, Mercy.
Can we maybe do some that kind of, I don't know what the name was. It was a love and kindness meditation or something else where you are basically reaching out to yourself, one person you love, and another person you don't like too much, and then to the whole world to add with, put away
Right.
with fear, put away with anger, put away with anxiety.
How about we do that, me and you?
Okay,
Got a few things to do after the live stream, and then I'll give you a call.
sure, that also works.
Let's see. T1 says he heard from Lucy today. She was in early this morning,
Yeah,
5 o'clock.
I saw Lucy a few times over the
Hey,
day.
Joe. Yep.
She probably just stayed up really late and then went to sleep.
Right. Makes sense. Mercy
I'll try to.
says, like 38. Thank you so much. What's that?
Let's see if there's a maybe not super sad song I can sing.
Shirley says Hulk Joe is done, but now Jacob is on. What are you guys doing to? What are you guys doing to me?
Sorry, Shirley. At least I didn't go on.
Hey, Maddie. Kira says drop the like, Miss Yogi. Sorry, can't stay. Going live in 10 minutes. Time flies. I'll be there. We're gonna wrap things up in just a minute. Mercy's still here. Thank you, Mercy. Thank you so much.
No, I don't think. I think every song that I could sing right now has a darker or sad undertone.
Right. Hey, I mentioned
So,
some inspirations. Another one, Mercy Wareham, is another one who's inspired me to sing.
yeah. And you really are a good singer, Yogi.
Like 1 out of every 999 notes, I might hit okay. I haven't heard from Selena
2
in
out
a
of
bit.
3 at least.
So that's not bad. 2 out of 3. I appreciate that.
Right. Well, hell, I mean, I don't. It's not really a song that I feel right now, but I can do 2 out of 3. Ain't bad.
It's a good song. I need to reach out to Selena sometime, Sniper. She says, MW support. Do you have a shorter name for me to use? Mercy. Shirley. Mercy Wareham.
So for me, it tends to be more the other way around. If the love is there, maybe something else isn't.
Adam says, Marlon, I appreciate you to, I challenge you to dance to some rock and roll music. And I double dare you to do it on the Velvet Underground when Tina was just 5 years old. Maybe that's not the title. Yeah, we can't, unfortunately, we can't do it.
I don't really have Velvet. And which Tina are you talking about? Because
That's the song,
okay,
the name of the song.
because I lost someone I loved. His name was Tina. Anyway. Oh yeah, I think 2 out of 3. It does have enough of a dark undertone that I can tune into. It's not really a sad song per se.
All right. Well, when you're done singing, we're going to wrap it up, and I'm going to take care of a few things, and then I'll give you a call.
Yeah. Thank you.
I don't see Buddha.
And I'm ready. Get the party started. And play. Maybe we can talk all night, but that ain't getting us nowhere. I told you everything I possibly can. There's nothing left inside of here. Maybe you can cry all night. That'll never change the way that I feel. The snow is piling up outside. I wish you wouldn't make me leave here. I put it on and I put it down. I try to show you just how much I care. I'm tired of words and I'm too hoarse to shout. But you've been cold to me so long, hanging icicles instead of tears. And all I can do is keep on telling you until I want you. I need you, I need you. And there ain't no way I'm ever gonna love you. Now don't be sad. Don't be sad, cause 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Now don't be sad, cause 2 out of 3 ain't bad. You'll never find your gold on a sandy beach. You'll never drill for oil on a city street. No, you're looking for a ruby in a mountain of rocks. But there ain't no coupe de wheel hiding at the bottom of a Cracker Jack box. I can't tell you that I'm something I'm not. No matter how I try, I'll never be able to give you something that I just haven't got. Whoa, there's only one girl I will ever love. That was so many years ago. And though I know I'll never get her out of my heart, she never loved me back. Ooh, I know. Well, I remember how she left me on a stormy night. She kissed me and got out of her bed. And though I pleaded and I begged her not to walk out that door, she packed her bags and turned right away. And she kept on telling me, you kept on telling me, I want you, I need you, and there ain't no way that I'm ever gonna love you. Now don't be sad. Don't be sad, cause 2 out of 3 ain't bad. I want you, I need you, but there ain't no way I'm ever gonna love you. Now don't be sad. Don't be sad, cause 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Now don't be sad, cause 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Don't mind. But that ain't getting us nowhere.
Marlon, for you.
Yes.
You looking? Ring of the bell, my friend.
I need to buy a new hat because I lost mine, so I can pull my hat.
Jace says bravo. And Tanya says bravo. John Doe says nice. You were feeling that.
Yeah, not 100%, but like at least 80%, I would say.
Okay. So before I wrap things up for the afternoon, of course, we'll be back for the night. Anyone else want to sing one song before I go? Toy Pup says, "You are shining, Dundee."
Thank you.
Guys are reaching out. Shirley says, "Hey, Hearts, happy Sunday. Thanks for being here, Shirley."
Okay. My friend who was in a bad situation now just was able to defend herself, but is now worried how bad she hurt the attacker. At least, well, better the attacker getting injured than the attacked.
I agree. I agree.
But yeah, an armed attack.
Right. Toy Pup says she has internet issues, but she would come up to show us all up. Let me. Shirley says, "I'm waiting for my view to say hello to me." Jace, let me offer this before I close things down.
Okay, I'll get off, but yeah, thank you, and
you can stay for one more
talk to
minute.
you soon. Okay.
I'm putting this out here to Toy Pups. I'm issuing a challenge because I got to do it before she takes this song away from me, like she's trying to take every single song. All right, you ready, Marlon?
Yeah.
I know your eyes in the morning sun. I feel you touch me in the pouring rain. And the moment that you wander far from home, I feel you in my arms again. And you come to me on a summer's breeze, keep me warm in your love, then you softly leave. And it's me you need to show. How deep is your love? How deep is your love? I really mean to learn, 'cause we're living in a world of fools, breaking us down when they all should let us be. We belong to you and me. I believe in you. You know the door to my very soul. You're the light in my deepest, darkest hour. You're my savior when I fall. And you may not think I care for you when you know down inside that I really do. And it's me you need to show. How deep is your love? How deep is your love? I really mean to learn, 'cause we're living in a world of fools, breaking us down when they all should let us be. We belong to you and me. That was tough. That was tough. I got to work in those
You
high
were
notes.
avoiding eye contact again.
I was avoiding eye contact. I'm not going to sing a love song and make eye contact with you, Marlon. No offense, my friend. No offense. I love you. I love you.
See?
And I will sing to you, but I will not make eye contact. Understood? I had to claim that before Toy Pups came and claimed it. Shirley says, "Yogi, you're getting better and better." Thank you, Shirley. There's, man, singing the Bee Gees. Yeah, Percolated says, "Good Bee Gees and incredibly brave." Yeah, man. Bee Gees is hard to sing. Hey, CC. What song is that, CC? Tanja says, "We believe in you, Yogi." Thank you, Tanja. Just says, "You're getting better daily, bro." Toy Pup says, "That was so freaking awesome." Toy Pups is going to make it our own. I had to put it out there. Hey, Kayla. Kidda says, "Big like." Thank you. Percolated says, "CC, I think you would like the Pixies. Ball, let's have a ball." Tanya says, "Yogi, great. I will get at least one of those notes. Sooner or later.
Yogi, and you'll find out I'll need my love sooner or later.
Let's make it later. Let's make it way later. Let's make it like the next lifetime later."
I know I'll have to fight with Cat for you, but you're worth it.
Jace is laughing. My goal, Marlon, I want you to be the first to hear my goal, is to hit one of those BG notes. Just one. Just one. Or find a way maybe to tone the notes down so I can sing it. My goal is to sing this better than Toy Pups sings it better. My goal is to sing this song better than Toy Pups sings it better. So she'll probably come up tomorrow. So it's not going to be easy. I got my work cut out for me. Shirley says, "Bonjour, CC." Jay says, "Keep going, Marley. He's going to crack." I will never crack.
Yes, he will.
Not to mention,
beautiful crack.
Not to mention, I don't want to use the word crack in a conversation with you right now.
Too late.
Hey, Sab. Adam says this room is getting more fun by the day. Marla, maybe our work is done here.
Well, our work just started. But
so Pep says,
we're getting there.
You can never sing better than me, Yogi. Keep trying. Just keep trying. I want to see this day. But you know I'm coming for you. That's what counts. If you want to be the king, you got to take on the king.
And who is the king? You,
of course. Toy Pups is the king.
No, you are.
Metaphorically speaking. However, as I mentioned, this is my closing statement. I'm in search of my authentic voice. My authentic voice, hey, easy. My authentic voice doesn't mean that it's going to be a particularly good voice. Doesn't mean I'm going to sing well. It means that I'm going to hit that authentic joyfulness in singing. That's all I want to do.
And I think you've gotten there once or twice.
Well, thank you.
Very close.
And it's ongoing.
Of course.
All right. So,
yep.
Marlon, you want me to call you in about 10, 15 minutes?
Yes.
All right, I will.
Just shoot me a message before, because with my friend going through all of that, there might be that for a few minutes I have to. Of course, that has priority, but it's only sometimes I hear nothing for a couple of hours.
Right.
Sometimes it's every couple of minutes, but yeah.
Okay, that's okay, easy. I appreciate you being here. Tandra says, "Bye, Yogi and chat." Good to see y'all. Good to see you, Tandra. Thank you for being here. You
by the way, Dundee's Health and Fitness is my new my old workout channel that is a retired channel. But on one of my channels that I don't use to post content on, I got a strike because I wasn't too worried about guidelines and copyright and everything. And now I have no real way to privately that is a channel I always used to do private live streams, and I would basically have calls with people who needed to talk, who only had YouTube as an option to do a video or voice chat. So if anyone can sub to that channel, I would really appreciate it, because I'm trying to get it to to 50 subs so I can go live from there.
Okay.
Okay,
I will certainly do so.
thank you.
So we'll see you in a little bit. I will see you in a little bit. I'll give you a call. I'll send you a text.
Yeah.
Thank you, Marlon.
Yes, Jay, smile and say bye. Bye.
So Pup
Bye-bye.
says, hi, Jace, Marlon, bye. I was saying, Tandra.
Yes, Chase. Mushy, mushy, peas, mushy, peas, mushy, 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 peas. Mushy, peas. Dandy out.
See you, Marlon. Tandra, thank you so much for being here and for it was so much fun having you here. Stab says, can come drop Marlon's channel link, please. Unfortunately, Marlon's other channel, the one he was asking for, was accidentally timed out by an overzealous moderator early in the live stream. But he apologized. He didn't know it was a mistake. He says, only if I have time, one more song. This is a song I've been wanting to do because I talk about it so often. Guys, you know the story? There was a slaver taking slaves across the Atlantic to America. Something he had done for a very long time, decades, making a very good living doing it. He's also a very highly religious man. But somewhere on this journey, something was different. As human beings, they shackled the bottom of the ship, bleeding, infected. And that wasn't the worst of it. They were on their way, a life of enslavement. And this very highly religious man, who had been doing this for decades, had an epiphany. We've been talking about epiphanies. He turned the ship around, let everyone go, made a promise to God he would never, ever do it again. He not only became a evangelist, but also protested for the rest of his life, abolitionist. As he was crossing that on his way, crossing that ocean, certain words came to him, and he wrote them down. And this is a song that he wrote. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Amazing grace. Amazing grace, my friends. That song is about transformation. We're in a time right now, a lot of turmoil. Jason and I talked about this early. A lot of turmoil, a lot of unease across the world. We can each and every single one of us be an instrument of grace. We can be an instrument of peace. Doesn't mean you have to go out and protest. Doesn't mean that you have to carry a sign. It doesn't mean that you have to hand out flyers. It means that you literally become an instrument of grace. Amazing grace. Amazing grace. I love you guys. John says, oh, Yogi, I got goosebumps. Flip Up says, beautiful. I love you guys. I love you guys.